Hi Pisces, welcome to your monthly reading. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always take what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. For the month of May, as usual, I have a special sales offer available, and for this month, it's inspired in the abundant Taurus season we are on, and it's called Building Blocks, and it's a reading that looks upon the type of building process that is occurring in your life at a whole, or in terms as well of a specific relationship, investment, project, work. You're wondering about that same building process. So if you'd like to know more details about that special offer or any other of my services, just email me. Or if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do that by following the PayPal link, which is also down below. So Pisces, it feels like the first half of the month might be very focused on some of your feelings. It's like you're too much on your feelings, which is something that is kind of the signature of the Pisces energy. But you might be really, really on your feelings about a situation that might have been a little bit disappointing lately, or a situation that turns out to be disappointing. I feel like there are certain things in your life that are taking a toll on you, an emotional toll on you, and it's a time to prioritize your own need to heal and your own need to release some emotions that might have not been uh, dealt with the best way. For some of you, this is also residual. So for some of you Pisces that have been facing, it's like trial after trial after trial after trial, and you haven't taken the time to fully grieve something, may might present that opportunity to actually stop and grieve and cry and mourn and do whatever you need to emotional process what has been difficult or unwanted in your life, as you do have the Five of Cups in your soul position. So the way you're processing and internalizing many of the experiences of the month, it's in a little bit of a negative shade. It's looking at how things happen with a little bit of disappointment or sadness, sorrow, not finding that, what circles around you fulfills you enough, not finding that your relationships are perhaps providing to you the nurturance that you seek. And for those that are feeling that way, it's again a very important time to really tap into self-love, as you also have with this the Queen of Cups. So when we have those two especially paired together, it's really about stopping looking for the outside emotional nurturance, and stop wanting someone to kind of fulfill your own needs, and dive yourself into that quest of figuring out what it is that you need and giving it to yourself. So there's a need to focus on you and prioritize again what in you has not been well. And I feel like some of you have been kind of avoiding going that deep or really looking at how you feel about certain things, because there's something here about you being scared. So you might be scared about what you find if you go that deep. You might be scared of not really getting over whatever this is. So you rather kind of suppress it until you can't, suppress it anymore. And it feels like you have reached this point of you can't suppress something anymore. For some of you, this has to deal with a significant other. This has to deal with a person of interest that may be, either letting you down during May, or they already did, and you're kind of in your feelings about this. Particularly Pisces that are dealing with Aries, or Pisces that are dealing Pisces that have strong Aries placements within your own chart. There might be a little bit of a disappointment with a figure in your life where you had high hopes, or you were, kind of working together towards a goal or towards something, and you might see that fall apart. You might see that something you really thought was going well might not end up being, the best approach towards that future where you want to see your abundance levels increase, where you want to see more fulfilling relationships occur. So I also feel like for some of you that might be this quitting of a collaboration. If you are collabing with anyone, if you're thinking about joining forces with anyone, work wise, professionally speaking, financially speaking, this might be a time where you find that it's better to go solo. Here with the Eight of Pentacles about something, it's better to go solo because partnerships might be a little bit disappointing during this time. Partnerships, speaking of intimate, emotional, romantic, sexual, with the sexual connotation, relationships where again your emotions are too involved, or also creative business partnerships. The issue seems to lie exactly on the fact there's too much of feelings involved. So maybe some of you are mixing or have been mixing, pleasure with business, and this might be something to address during this period of time, as it might be causing you more harm than good. For some of you, it's about the fact that you might have been going through a separation and a division of assets here. The division of assets or even custody battles might be a thing. I feel like you're dealing, for those of you that are separating from someone, you might be dealing with a difficult partner, someone that might be quite self-absorbed, narcissistic, selfish, someone that might be incapable of giving, or at least giving the same way as you do or as you did to this relationship. There's something that is very one-sided here. So you have to be careful throughout May with the dealings you make, with the bonds uh, that are being forged here. Make sure that you don't have too much of strings attached during this time, because it can end up being an issue when you jump from a 3 of Pentacles to an 8 of Pentacles. You are moving and heading in a good professional and financial direction, but it might not be how you thought it was going to be. So basically, it might depend more on you. Might depend more on the effort you put in than on actually teaming up, at least during this time, because the forces you have been allied with, or that you're considering to ally with, might not be the best ones when it comes to separating the waters. So there needs to be a separation from emotion to business, basically. So if you have something in your life where you're mixing too much emotions, and so not seeing things clearly, not being practical about it, not having the best results, it's kind of the universe is stepping in here to ensure that, look, it's better for you to cut off this because it's not working, and you want to make it work. You want something that feels like a dream here, like a dream job, a dream opportunity, pursuit, hobby, to thrive. But you must put it's like, in order to achieve that, which is totally at your reach, you must put yourself, first. Basically, some of you Pisces are also struggling with this thing that you need to put yourself first. You need to put your dream first, your business first, your priorities first, and let things that are not as a priority kind of fall away, fall apart, be left out of the picture because they are taking too much of your time, and not for a good reason. It's like there's a feeling of wasting time with something that prevents you from giving your all to something that you should be giving your all, that affects your material world. So this could really be about either money or work, or just something that you can do better at. There's something you can do better at than what you have been doing, and might bring you that realization, that you can be better. And the thing here is that it's not to say that whatever you have done so far is not good, but you yourself have that need to be better, have that need to excel, have that need to surprise yourself, transcend limitations that are self-imposed. Because what tells you that you can do better is a sabotage mechanism here within your own insecurities. So there's something here about how you feel, how really you can or not succeed at something, that makes the whole difference of you actually doing better or not. So if you believe that you can't do better, if you, sunk into, I'm sorry, this depression or apathy or laziness or, um, you know, um, just a lack of devotion and commitment to it, obviously that it's not going to be better. It's not going to, work itself out by magic. There's a level of work that you need to, it's like you need to show up for your own things in order to have that improvement. So it's not that you're not good enough, is that like the feeling here is like you are you are outstanding at whatever this is. You are perfect at whatever this is, but you deem your success by putting yourself in positions, by making choices, or by dealing with certain relationships that sabotage that same thing. So it's like you move yourself in that direction because you yourself don't believe that you can achieve that, or you're terrified of achieving that and dealing with that. So again, there's emotionally speaking, there's a lot of insecurities that is seems to really be what gets in the way, because you have what it takes to succeed, basically. This could also speak that for those of you that this is more about love, I feel like throughout the month there's something here, a word of caution when it comes to hopes. You might have a lot of hopes uh, in a relationship, and not to say that you shouldn't, but whatever kind of, it's like there's a relationship that you're dealing with is troublesome. Let's put it that way. It's complicated. It will require, again, better from your end and from this person's end. So it's like there's someone in your life that if you're wondering about, if things, someone that maybe you have been having issues with, uh, it's like if you're wondering if something can be done about this, if something can be improved, if it can get better, yes. But are you and your partner willing to be better? You know that what I mean is like there's a potential for it, of course, but it's a choice to be better, and there needs to be compromise. It's not enough for you only to want to be better and to work on it. The other person that this is speaking to also needs to have that same desire. So it might take some time, basically, to get you in a relationship situation to accord, right? To align in a way where you don't feel like you're sacrificing too much. And some of you Pisces have been sacrificing too much. Either you have been giving too much, or you have been, again, neglecting things that are a priority for your own independent self. For some of you, again, it's like, again, let it fall apart, let it go away, let it be what it is for now. Nothing is like, definitive. Nothing is like set on stone. It's a changeable time for you, but at that same at I'm sorry, it's a changeable time, but still it's one that you can profit from. That's what I wanted to say. If you kind of tap into the mutable element that it's presented in your nature as a Pisces soul, and you kind of make the most out of what this time has to offer, which seems to be a lot of ability to concentrate, to emotional nurture yourself, to be better for your own self, to make choices that put you in that high level, as a professional, as a person, as a human being, as a mother, as a friend. It's like there's something about you being brought to this type of upgrade when it comes to the person you are, and all that encompasses, when you are at service, when you are at home, when you are out there, when you are publicly, I'm sorry, speaking, when you are in your community. there's something about your presence that encompasses a lot of things. So it's not just about you being, you know, a better mom or a better teacher or a better healer. You know, everything is connected here in the same process. And what has not been well with the Five of Cups, there's something that has not been, you know, really as you would like it to be. It will find room for improvement, particularly as you reach more the end of May into June. There's you know, an improvement that is going to be felt if you again, you know, it's like you move step to step. You don't get stagnated in the disappointment. You don't get stagnated again in those feelings that make you quite insecure about your place in the world and about if you are loved or not, if you are appreciated or not. I feel like some of you Pisces need a lot of that kind of pep talk, you know, especially in May. And when you're not finding it, this on its own can create doubts when it comes to your lovability. And yes, you are loved. Yes, you are beautiful. Yes, you're doing a good job, and continuing doing it, aside of having, you know, all the support that you would like to have, or all that friendliness that you would like to have. You know, there's a little bit of a bitterness around you that might not have to do anything with you. You know, people just might be more tired, more angry, more sad, more frustrated. And you might be affected by this when you're seeing sadness and you want to step in and do something, and you can't, because again, we cannot save anyone, right? You can only help those that are wanting to be helped. And you could also, that's another possibility here for some of you Pisces, is that you could come in here and be the savior and be the healer and be, you know, the fixer of a situation during May. And it might not be your place, meaning that it's not that you don't have the skills, is that you might not be given the permission to interact or interfere, even if it's for the better, because this is out of your, you know, out of your control. This is about you wanting to intervene and participate, and maybe this person, this situation not responding to you, not receiving this assistance well. And there might needs to be, you know, even though this might hurt you or disappoint you, there needs to be again a stepping back and not allowing that kind of denial of you defines the quality of who you are and of the work you do or whatever you had intention to offer. So I hope you have a great month. Thank you so much for all of you that have been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and donating to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll see each other soon.